Welcome back, 924. Living Oklahoma wants you to know your legal rights and how laws can work for you. So attorney Dan Markoff from Atkins and Markoff joins us here with some answers about earthquake lawsuits, this is a national story here about what's happening here in Oklahoma. First off, what are these lawsuits all about?
Well, what are the earthquakes all about?
Well, that's true, yeah.
It's just crazy. Before 2009, there were less than 3 earthquakes a year above 3 on the Richter scale. Okay. Since 2009, there's 2.5 a day is the average. It's up 600%. So there's been this explosion of earthquakes, and everyone in Oklahoma knows it, and it's just been unbelievable. So what's going on is that it's not fracking. It's the disposal of the salt water into the earth that is causing shifts in the tectonic plates that's causing what they call a swarm of earthquakes. But it's not just, Mitch, it's not just this swarm of small earthquakes. Did you know in the 5.8 quake in Pawnee in September of 2016 of last year, that was the strongest quake, tied for the strongest quake in 70 years east of the Rockies.
And it was one that, I remember that night. That woke me up. I'm like, this is an earthquake, because I've been feeling like the smaller ones. And they're causing damage. There's no doubt there's causing damage. And we saw obviously in Pawnee, but home damage. A lot of homeowners are like, hold on, this isn't right. Something's going on, right?
Well, 15% of just the geography of Oklahoma is affected by this, which is an enormous amount of land and enormous amount of homeowners. So our firm, and we represent over 1,300 homeowners already who have had damage to their homes. So there's thousands of homeowners in Oklahoma, not just homeowners, business owners, churches, all sorts of places, commercial buildings that have had serious damage done by these quakes.
All right, let's talk about some of the damage too, that maybe you're walking through the house and you go, I never noticed that, or maybe doors not shutting properly. Are those some of the signs that possibly your home could have been affected by earthquakes?
Well, of course. You're looking at cracks on the walls and the ceiling, windows, like you said, things not shutting correctly. Especially look for these things after you feel a quake. That's kind of the key. And just call us, and we actually will send an engineer to your home to investigate what's going on.
All right, and the things they'll look for outside of those visual things, will they do any kind of like surveying, or basically is this a long, all-day kind of appointment they would do, or can they just make a brief assessment and figure it out? Or?
It depends on what's there. And it depends on, it's not so easy sometimes to see behind walls to see what additional damage has been done. A lot of times it's a lot worse than people think it is, unfortunately. All
right, and insurance sometimes, they're not covering some of this, right?
Well, that's a fallacy in Oklahoma right now.
Right?
First of all, only 15 normal homeowners will not touch it. Now, about 15% of Oklahomans have earthquake insurance, but even that coverage, a lot of that coverage doesn't even apply to man-made earthquakes. So,
which is what we're talking about, basically, from the salt water that you're talking about here. So you're telling me if I have earthquake insurance, I feel great. All right, I'm covered. I might not actually be covered.
You better look at it real carefully or call us. And even if you have it, you've got deductibles to deal with, and it is not a cure for what's going on in Oklahoma right now. It will not put people back where they need to be.
Okay, and with you and with your work with your firm, you'll work with the homeowner and get them the money they need to repair the home, or just get...
First, let's find out what the damage is. Okay, and we actually have maps that show all the quakes, how close they are to a quake, and when they occurred, and when we can find out when the damage occurred. So we can trace all this and find out if these quakes are actually damaging specific homes.
All right, and it's could be anywhere in the state. Anybody watching right now, if they could, generally, like we showed the map here, it could be somebody further in western Oklahoma. It could be anybody.
The majority of the quakes are in a certain area, but it can be anywhere. Yes, we've had quakes all over the state.
That's what, and the point I'm making is to make sure if you feel like you have, contact you. Let's get this and make sure that your home is taken care of. Very important stuff. That's kind of freaky if you think about, well, I'm fine, I got earthquake insurance. Maybe you don't. So you might want to check that policy. That's probably something they need to be doing at home. Dan, thanks so much. Atkins and Markoff Law Firm. They're at 9211 Lake Hefner Parkway, Suite 104. You can give them a call. Phone number is 405-607-8757. You can also log on to their website, atkinsandmarkoff.com. Check them out on Twitter at Oklahoma City Law. They're on Facebook as well at Oklahoma City.